Hello, I'm Andrew. Have you ever wondered how many people actually live in poverty and why they struggle so much to get out? As of 2022, there are 4 million council houses in the UK, with a total of 22 million people claiming benefits, with nearly 2 million of that relying on them for at least 80% of their household income. That's a lot of people, but what does it actually look like in real terms, and is this a problem? Over the last 12 years, the Tories have pushed the gap between the wealthy and the poor further apart, weakening the country's economy and adding to the mental health pandemic, with factors such as job security and benefits always on the threat of being taken away, even as they continue to use scapegoats to explain the lack of progress in the government. The EU, the Liberal elite, the uncooperative trade unionists, and even the whole British workforce. I do not believe this is an isolated issue and has huge ties to the mental health crisis we have been seeing for years, that is only now receiving any real media coverage as of 2023. Growing up in poverty brings innumerable challenges with it. To name a few: inconsistent meals, no lights or heating, the constant stress of bullying from your peers. Living in these conditions causes us to be locked in an endless loop of long-term stress, in which some term a survival state, where you are unable to think straight as the stress places a huge limitation on cognitive ability and other capacities within the brain, which then leads to parents being in a survival state. And how can they reasonably be expected to raise a child? And to be clear, I place none of this blame on those mothers and fathers, for this is without a doubt a failing of our state and society. A study from a decade ago from the Centre of Crime and Justice Studies claimed that more than 5,300 children and teens die in the UK annually, citing the reason as poverty and inequality. The number of children being prescribed sleeping tablets is up to 186,000, and the number of children admitted to hospital for self-harm has doubled or more in recent years, with reports of counselling in schools showing child self-harm up 77%, with suicidal thoughts up by 81%. Our children are the ones paying the price for our country's failings to support its population. You can link this all the way back to the 1980s, when the UK shut down its mining production and source of income for millions without offering any real replacement for those people, creating a culture of underclass, which the government and media to this day blame for their own failings. Despite the mountain of odds the system stacks against them. If you grow up in poverty, falling behind on your grades, behind on your development, to then develop PTSD from the trauma of poverty, to then repeat the cycle by having a child as a young adult or even a teen in a desperate search for a purpose in your life, to then have the father of your child leave you and be forced to rely on a flawed system and its lacklustre support. Support such as free nurseries, which actually shorts the nurseries, forcing the nurseries to charge for more, such as food or equipment, repeating the cycle through no fault of the parent. I'd like here to be able to offer some solutions to getting out of poverty. The reality of the situation is most of these parents and children won't have the chance to further their goals until their child has grown up, and even then they may not, as they will then go on to provide what support they can to their family. It's up to the community and people to support each other, which is becoming rarer and rarer in this increasingly individualistic world. I would advise to look locally into support for mental health and what options there are in terms of further education or work. It can and will get better if we support each other. If you liked this video, then please like and subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.